Thanks for tuning in to Unbreakable with ChrisChamasiros. I talk about politics, sports, and entertainment to keep you well-rounded what's going on around the world. If you don't like hearing the truth, definitely don't tune into this channel. So let's get started today. So the insufferable racist Ryan Clark, he never disappoints. He attacks Peter Schrager for having a different opinion of him. Didn't you know, Peter, racist Ryan Clark is a god, and you shall bow to him, and no white man ever shall raise his tone whatsoever. As racist Ryan Clark is racist towards everybody, insults everybody, yells and screams, jumps up and down. But hey, when you have Stephen A. Smith backing your play all the time, letting you get away with saying anything that you want, of course you're not going to get fired. Racist Ryan Clark's not going to get fired. You know why? Because he'll sue for racism. How ironic. Let's jump into the video and I'll go from there.
Are you feeling, okay, you look at A.J. Brown, which is this #1 wide receiver who got one target all night, and then you got CeeDee Lamb. But that's the,
when was the one target?
That's the target,
But
though.
I'm saying, when was the one target?
I'm saying you could have it both ways.
54 seconds left in the game on 2nd and 11. It was the one target. He runs the out route.
You wake up this morning.
Racist Ryan Clark loves Orlowski because Orlowski will literally sniff racist Ryan Clark's underwear and tell him how great it smells.
A.J. Brown had a better day than CeeDee Lamb.
But you know what you wake up saying? No, A.J. Brown's team is 1-0.
Of course.
Right, like that's what
I get it.
But the thing is this, though, and we shouldn't do this on TV. And so I apologize if people think this is rude.
Oh, here we go. You know, he's always preaching from some moral high ground. You know, the God racist Ryan Clark. I'm about to preach to everybody. Hold on a minute. Then you have Teddy Bruschi looking at him because he's like, I know he has no impulse control whatsoever. Like holding his breath like, oh, here we go.
That's the non-player.
Oh, stop. That's, no, that CeeDee Lamb is.
Let me tell you why. I'm not.
You know why racist Ryan Clark did this? Because he knows that the network loves Peter and they're all like having a bidding war to have a normal human being on the show give a normal take. And racist Ryan Clark knows that behind the scenes. So he has to belittle him because he's the God.
I'm not looking at fantasy football. Ryan, I'm not. Don't.
Look at his face. The white man raised his voice to me. Oh, you know, he's mad now.
Don't belittle me like that. I could come in and say, as 3 ex-players are saying one thing and give an alternative perspective that maybe CeeDee Lamb did play well. And maybe.
Look at his face. Let's rewind that a little bit. Let's look at his face. Hold on. We gotta watch this again.
Perspective that maybe CeeDee Lamb did play well. And
Peter, what I need for you to do.
Here, let's watch it again.
Why? I'm not saying.
I'm not looking at fantasy football.
Look at that face. How dare the white cracker raise his tone to me? Do you know I'm the God, racist Ryan Clark? Look at that. He's just such a piece of garbage. Racist Ryan Clark, listen, you always talk about pulling up on people. And I know for a fact that after the show, this went on off the air. They had an argument. And you know why? Because racist Ryan Clark, I guarantee he said, don't you ever raise your tone to me. You see who he always pulls this on? He always pulls this on these types of white guys that don't want to fight, that they're not combative people. I'm a combative person, racist Ryan Clark. We could celebrity box anytime you want. There's millions of people around America that would love to see you not be able to talk for a year. And that's exactly what would happen when I put my hands on you. But hey, you'll just turn into, you're a nobody. Well, guess what? This nobody would literally change your life for the better. And everybody would love to see it, racist Ryan Clark.
Ryan, I'm not. Don't belittle me like that. I could come in and say, as 3 ex-players are saying one thing and give an alternative perspective that maybe CeeDee Lamb did play well.
Look at his face.
Peter, what I need for you to do is not get mad and let me finish for one.
Okay, go on.
It wasn't a.
He's always talking down to people like he's the superior being. I need you not to get mad and let me finish because I'm just, you know, since I go to church on Sunday and I jump up and down, I roll around the aisles with sweaty armpits and a suit, I'm superior to you.
About you. It was going to be about me.
Okay.
Oh, really?
As a player, I can't speak for CeeDee Lamb. I'm speaking for me.
You know, it's always about racist Ryan Clark. So are you really surprised? It was about me. The insufferable racist Ryan Clark, he has made ESPN unwatchable. To say I dislike him is I hate his guts. So it's not, oh, that's a terrible word. Whatever. Well, I hate Ryan Clark. So there's nothing that comes out of his mouth that shows like this much. This guy, he literally thinks he's God in the flesh. And if you're white, you're a godless devil cracker. Like, that's his mentality. And we all know it. It's no big deal. He's entitled to hate whoever he wants to hate, just like I hate his guts. So, and you want to know why I hate his guts? Not because he's black or what he says, because I used to have ESPN on in my house 24 hours a day. I couldn't wait to get home from work to watch it and just be caught up to date on everything. You know, the great Stuart Scott, Boomer, Tom Jackson, those types of guys. He's definitely no Stuart Scott, this idiot. Neither is the other screaming moron Stephen A. Smith. But hey, I mean, whatever. That's a different video. But he's made ESPN unwatchable. I haven't watched ESPN in like 10 or 12 because he's on it. So as soon as he comes on, I just don't watch it because he's a piece of garbage. So let's jump into this article here. This article cracks me up. This is from the Spun by Athlon Sports report. Several ESPN talents don't want to work with Ryan Clark. In the wake of Ryan Clark versus Peter Schrager controversy at ESPN, interesting details are emerging at the worldwide leader. Clark, a 13-year NFL veteran, got into a public spat with Schrager, who was hired away from the NFL Network on Friday. The two ESPN analysts were discussing CeeDee Lamb's performance against the Eagles. Lamb, an all-pro, had 3 big drops, including one late, though he also had 7 catches for more than 100 yards. Schrager suggested that he still played well, while Clark said it didn't matter because the Cowboys lost. The thing is this, though, and we shouldn't do this on TV. He's always, taking a moral high road, the God, racist Ryan Clark. I apologize if people think this is rude. That's the non-player. And you, Clark, said on air, I'm not looking at fantasy football, Ryan. Don't belittle me like that. Schrager shot back. I can come in as 3 ex-players are saying one thing and give an alternative that maybe CeeDee Lamb did play well. ESPN is facing pressure from fans to punish Clark, who's had 2 public feuds with NFL analysts. Early in this year, he called out Robert Griffin III for his criticism of Angel Reese. Clark suggested the RG3 couldn't relate to Release, a black woman, because his wife is white. Clark ultimately apologized. No, he only apologized because it came out that his first child is from an all-white mother, 100% white woman. But hey, I wouldn't expect anything else from the racist Ryan Clark because he's a hypocrite piece of garbage. So that's why he apologized, because he knew how stupid he sounded. And the only reason why he didn't lose his job is because Stephen A. Smith came to his rescue and defense. Racist Ryan Clark's the God, and you're the problem. While ESPN is facing pressure from the outside, the N Network will continue to feature both Clark and Schrager on air. Ryan Clark and Peter Schrager will both be on ESPN's Live this afternoon from Chicago. There will be a segment or 2 together, the Athletic Andrew Marchand reported. According to a report from Outkick, ESPN is facing internal pressure to do something about Clark. Bobby Burak reports that some ESPN talents do not want to work next to Clark. Further, various ESPN talents have expressed to Outkick since Saturday they don't want to work alongside Clark, citing his lack of impulse control and professionalism, he reported. Lack of impulse control. I mean, the God, Ryan Clark, the smartest man to ever live, how dare you insult him like that? How dare you raise your tone to me, white man, cracker? How dare you? You know who I am? I'm racist Ryan Clark. I can say whatever I want. He's just unbearable. This guy is unbearable. I hate him for one reason. He just made me completely I'll never watch ESPN as long as he's on. As long as racist Ryan Clark is employed by ESPN, I will not watch ESPN. And that's exactly why I hate racist Ryan Clark, besides the stupid stuff that comes out of his mouth. And I already know what happened behind the scenes. When that camera cut, he probably went up to Peter Schrager, like, don't you ever raise your tone to me like that. I'm true to this. We could do this. I'll pull up on you. He always does this to these types of white guys that he knows will have no type of like fighting ability whatsoever. Ryan, anytime you want to dance, let's do the dance, because you need to get humbled in the worst kind of way. I can't stand you. I can't stand everything you stand for. I can't stand your whole crying charade you did with your son about the drive-through bullshit story that you made up. I can't stand you. Oh, and RG3 can't have an opinion because he has a white wife. You know, it's just so amazing. Can you imagine if a white ESPN host said something like that? The tears coming out of Ryan Clark and Fragile Fred Taylor and Cockhole Channing Crowder. The tears and the theatrics and the protesting, and they'd be losing their absolute effing minds. Racist Ryan Clark is just a piece of garbage. That's what he is. I don't care that he's racist. He's entitled to hate whoever he wants. It's America. I could care less. But you're not going to tell me that I'm not allowed to point it out or talk about it. F ESPN and F Ryan Clark. And with that being said, thanks for tuning in to Unbreakable with Chris Chamasiros.